everyone, welcome back to my Call of the Netherdeep player walkthrough guide. And today I'll be covering the road to Bazzoxan. Alright, so along the way, there'll be a few events that'll come up on the road to Bazzoxan. And I'll be going over all the travel events. Let's get into it. So first we got a lucky break. Just off the road ahead, the characters spot the corpse of a Gloomstalker. If you do a DC 16 medicine or investigation check, you'll find out that it was killed by some sort of magic and archers that dealt fire or radiant damage. A character who succeeds on a DC 18 survival check will find footprints that would lead them to a silver ring with a small sapphire in it. It belongs to Irvin. If you give it back to him, he becomes friendly towards any character who returns it to him. If not, it's worth 250 gold. The Aurora Watch Patrol. For this one, there's 3 different things that can happen. The first is you meet up with Aurora Watch veterans at night, and you can long rest with them. If you do so, you'll get a bonus of 1d10 temporary hit points when you wake up. The second is you see a group of them fighting a Hezru. If you help, they give you 50 gold and commend you to Tascan Varin Thelis when they return to Bazzoxan. Now, with 6 Aurora veterans helping you, this shouldn't be too bad of a fight. So the Hezru demon, for the level you're fighting, isn't too bad, but like I said, with the Hezru knights, I think it should be relatively easy. He's got a lot of resistances, as you can tell, cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, and all that. Has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magic effects. And he has a stench that any creature starts its turn within 10 feet of the Hezru must succeed on a DC 14 con save or be poisoned. The third is you'll come across bodies of 6 Aurora soldiers near the corpse of the Hezru demon. Behind the corpse are hiding 2 shadow demons and 2 quasits. So this is a pretty deadly encounter, even for a party of 6 level 4s. So my recommendation would be target the quasits first, just because they each only have 7 hit points, so you can most likely kill them in one shot. Just make sure you're using something that is magical. And as you can see by the stat block, again, they have resistance to cold, fire, lightning, and all that. And what makes them kind of difficult is they can turn invisible and they can shape change. Yeah, that could kind of be an issue. So definitely, whoever gets to go first in initiative, try to kill the quasits first, and it actually makes this fight quite a bit easier. Now, with that being said, shadow demons are still pretty difficult to deal with just because they can fly as well. And they also have a bunch of resistances: acid, fire, necrotic thunder, but they're vulnerable to radiant. So anything radiant towards them will be really good. And considering it only has 1 strength, that's not bad. And only 13 AC. Should be easy enough to beat if you can hit him with something radiant. So a paladin with radiant damage, will be pretty good. Something like that. So other than that, I think they'll be pretty easy to deal with for the most part. Next event, the crashed wagon. You'll come across an overturned wagon in a ditch. You'll see some dead bodies. Around the orc's neck is a small key that unlocks an iron strongbox in the wagon. If you investigate the wagon, 3 willow wisps will attack. If you manage to kill one, the other 2 will run away. If you manage to kill all 3, though, the spirits of the slain travelers grant one character of your choice a charm of heroism. In the wagon, doing a DC 15 investigation check, you'll find the lockbox, which has 50 gold in it and a potion of hill giant strength. So the willow wisps are relatively easy enough. It just surprisingly has a lot of AC, like 19. So he might be a little hard to hit, but like I said, once you kill one of them, the other 2 will run away. So if you can quickly pound out one, shouldn't have too much of an issue to deal with. The next event, Demonic Carrion. You encounter the corpse of an Udak. If you look in the sky, you'll see a bird. This is a Vrok who will attack you, and there are 3 hidden quasits hidden in the Udak's fur. Again, I'm telling you, if you can, do like an AoE on the Udak and kill the quasits right off the bat. Kill them first makes the fight a lot easier. Otherwise, this is a very deadly fight for a party of 6 level 4s. So the Vrock is obviously another flying demon creature, and that's like his big advantage, who also gets a bunch of resistances as usual, and has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Now, his stunning strike and spore ability, like if he hits a stunning screech, stun your party, and then does the spores and everyone kind of gets poisoned, like it could kind of be a problem. So he does have a good amount of health, 104, but depending how big your party is, I don't think you have too much of an issue. If you, again, kill all the quasits with a good AoE attack, you should be able to manage. When that's all taken care of, spend some time investigating the carnage. Make a DC 13 investigation check. You'll find a +1 dagger. Feast for the Eyes event. You see a Gloomstalker antagonizing some mammoths. After a few rounds, it will come and fly over to attack you. So depending on your party size will really determine how hard this fight is. For a party of 4 level 4s, it's deadly, but any party bigger than that, it gets a bit easier. So Gloomstalker luckily isn't too bad. He doesn't really have any resistances. AC's decent, hit points are decent, and he's vulnerable to Radiant. So hit him with Radiant damage. He has low intelligence, so really target that. I would just watch out for his like Snatch and Shriek ability, because he can grapple you and get you restrained and do more damage. And if he shrieks, then if you fail on a con, he can paralyze you. So, and I think his like Shadow Step bonus action is pretty useful. The fact that he can just kind of teleport up to 40 feet away as a bonus action every round is pretty good. So, and most characters don't even have 40 feet of movement. So he can easily run to you 40 feet and then just bonus action teleport 40 feet back to where he was. And he might be hard to get. So I think anyone that does long range attacks will have probably a better chance at hitting this guy. The next event, Ill Omen. While the party is camping at night, you'll see the moon flare with bright red light. What this does is curse you for the next 24 hours. The only way to end it is with a magic that removes curses. The next event is the Moorbounder Mayhem. You'll hear a yell in the distance. It's a tiefling on the back of a Moorbounder being circled by 2 bristled Moorbounders. You can choose to fight them or do a DC 21 intimidation check to scare them off. Like the last one, depending on your party size will determine how hard this is. A party of 4 level 4s, this is a deadly encounter. Any more than 4, it gets easier. So the bristled Moorbounder isn't too bad. I mean, his AC's good, hit points. He's just really quick, like 70 feet of movement, very quick. But they got low intelligence, low charisma, so have anything that'll really target that. And then other than that, he's pretty straightforward. Like, really, yeah, just target his intelligence and charisma, and you shouldn't have too much of an issue with him. And then the last event, Roadside Raiders. If someone in your party has a passive perception of 15 or higher, they'll notice a cloud of dust being kicked up in the distance and coming closer. A few minutes later, you'll be surrounded by 10 human bandits and a bandit captain on horses. They will pose as tax collectors and demand 25 golds from every character to let you pass. They are obviously not tax collectors and just want your money. So you can just choose to pay or fight them. They look like a lot, but they're not. Every time you get a bandit to about half health, they run off. Now, this is a deadly encounter, but with that in mind, right off the bat, if you just pop an AoE move and hit a few of them, more than half should just run off, and it'll turn to a fairly easy fight to deal with. Okay, so that's it for all the random events that occur, and there is some other stuff with your rivals, but most of it is just role-playing things that your DM can go over and you can have fun with. So, and it, it all depends on the kind of choices you've made in the past. So just have fun with that. And that is it. All right, so that's it for today's video. And come back next time when I'll be doing the Emerald Loop Caravan Stop. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. You know what you got to do, and you know how to do it. Peace out, guys. Yeah.